think that this feels like a lovely day to buy a car. I am still driving my rental car. I picked it up in Brisbane when I arrived on the 11th of September. 11th of September. So I booked it for a month and I drove it to Melbourne. I picked up Rosie and I drove both of us to Melbourne. And I still have another 2 weeks in this car, but I figured I don't want to leave buying a new car like to the last minute. So I'm actually gonna go, like I've been looking around for cars and I'm gonna go see a car today, and hopefully if everything looks good and works well, I am intending to buy it. So yeah, I did buy the car. I took it for a drive. I asked my questions because while it is very similar to the car I used to drive in Australia, it's also a Mazda CX-5, but it is a sport edition and it is a diesel. I've never had a diesel car before, but when I learned that it was a diesel, I did some research online just to kind of figure out, what does it mean to drive a diesel and what are the differences, and like what do I need to be aware of, and do I want a diesel car as opposed to a petrol car. The surprising thing was that they didn't let me take it home straight away. They still wanted to do some kind of service on it, and I'm like, well, whatever you need to do to make my car as perfect as possible, awesome, do it. They will call me when the car is ready, and that kind of works out really good because I do have my rental car for another 2 weeks, so I don't need to stress about rushing into having that new car. And I have been in Melbourne now for 5 days. I want to say 5 days. I got here Wednesday night. It is now Monday morning, so it hasn't been a full week yet, and I'm staying in this Airbnb which I've got booked for 6 months with Rosie. So we're having a lovely time. It's fully furnished and it's got like a lot of the utensils and stuff that I need, so I don't need to rush out and buy, I don't need to be buying furniture or bedding or kitchen stuff, etc. That makes my life easier, because my first few days here were spent still kind of organizing things and running around and getting stuff I need for myself and for Rosie. I haven't seen any of my friends yet. I haven't made plans. Well, I've made plans for this week, so I'm going to see 2 friends tomorrow night for dinner, and I have lunch scheduled for Sunday with some other friends, and I'm also going to an event on Saturday, so that should be lovely. I love events in Melbourne. Like there's like such a variety of events happening in Melbourne, and there's so many different things. And I did something yesterday because I found out that there was a psychic and wellness expo scheduled not far from here for Sunday, for yesterday. I only found out about it on Saturday, the day before, but I was like, hell yeah, if I can go, I'll go. Like, I love psychic expos. This is where they sell, tarot cards and crystals and books about spirituality, and there were different like workshops that you could attend, and you can get a reading from a tarot reader, which I did. I haven't had a reading from a tarot reader in so many years now. I can't even remember the last time. So it's been a while. But I went to this expo yesterday, and I just kind of felt a nudge to do it. And I thought I wouldn't mind asking some questions and getting myself a reading, and I did. And actually, it was a very, very positive reading. I really, I walked away from it like really in high spirits. I don't believe that everything that a tarot reader will tell you will come true. Like, I don't believe that. But what I really like tarot readings for, or any kind of readings for, is when they set you up for success. when they set you up for a very kind of positive frame of mind. So when I walk away from a reading thinking, oh my God, I am so lucky, like these amazing things are coming, and everything's gonna work out and everything's gonna be wonderful and fantastic, then that's a successful tarot reading. One of the things the lady told me was that I so my spirituality is a huge part of who I am, and that I cannot really fully be fulfilled in myself if I am not connected to my spirituality. And that is actually so true, and that is part of the reason why I think I couldn't quite find myself in Europe, because it doesn't matter how hard I tried, I just couldn't reconnect with my spirituality. Like I find it easily here in Australia. I also bought a few items at the Psychic Expo. Actually, I might show you, like let's do a little Psychic Expo haul, and yeah, I'll show you what what I got myself. Oh, harsh light at the Psychic Expo. I think this is gonna work. Okay, so first of all, I got some cards. So I got this Divination of the Ancients cards. These are more oracle cards than tarot cards. If you know if you know what the difference is, that will mean something to you. If you don't, don't worry, it's not terribly important. And I also got the Cathar Tarot, the Secret Wisdom of the Perfecti, which sounded really intriguing and interesting to me. So I've got my 2 new decks of cards. I got myself 2 books. I got the Tarot for Change, using the cards for self-care, acceptance, and growth. Interesting. Mainly I got it because it cost $5. But also I just love books about tarot and and books about spirituality in general. And I also got the Enchanted Moon, the ultimate book of lunar magic. This one, I do love the moon, so that's definitely, the moon is a part of my spirituality. I really resonate with the phases of the moon. Like, I like to know what the moon is doing, which phase it is in. And I resonate with how these different phases affect me and my life, and my feelings, etc. So working with lunar magic just also resonates, besides, like, look at this book, like, it's so beautifully done, printed, published, it's just, it's gorgeous, you can tell that, it was created with a lot of care. So I've got the 2 books. I got some smudging sticks. This is a sage and mugwort. I also got some Palo Santo, which is a piece of wood. This one is meant to raise vibration. And I also got some handmade incense from frankincense and Australian sandalwood. So this is an incense that you can burn as well. However, I don't currently have matches or a lighter, so I can't actually use these. I have put a lighter on my shopping list, so I'll get it today or tomorrow so that I can use them. I also got myself a little, like, a blend of essential oils. So this one has got peppermint, lavender, and frankincense. So kind of, refreshing, but also calming. Like, the peppermint is quite refreshing, lavender is quite calming, and frankincense is kind of uplifting spiritually. And it smells really lovely, so I just use it as perfume. And now I'm going to take Rosie, my little girl, I'm going to take her out for a little wander around, because unfortunately in this space I am not allowed to just let her run outside. Like, she needs to stay inside, or when I take her out she needs to wear a leash, a harness and a leash, like, she needs to be on a leash so that she doesn't hunt the little birds. So I have bought her a harness and a leash. She's not terribly happy about them, but she's coping with them. Like, I've got a short leash for her right now. It's only 1 meter and 20 centimeters, but I have ordered like a 15-meter leash so that I can like put her on it, attach the end of the leash somewhere like in the house, so I can allow her to just walk around like within the space that the leash allows her to go. So I feel like that's just gonna be kinder for her in terms of her roaming outside, but doing it safely to her, and safely to the wildlife, Australian wildlife as well.